Unfortunately, I am Superman of Doom. The people of the motherland have arrived. Unfortunately, I am Superman of Doom. Chapter 74. With his eyes closed, Yi Dream of Destruction instinctively carried out destruction under sleepwalking, and continued to jump high in the direction where the people of the motherland were. Without waiting for him to fall from hundreds of meters in the air. The rubble below flew violently, and the motherland flew out of it. It's just that at the moment, he no longer has the majesty and decency he had before. He was scarred, his hair was scorched black. And the battle clothes and the Star Dragon flag cloak on his body were tattered. In the face of the dream of doom falling from the sky, the face of the motherland changed, and there was no longer the fighting spirit to fight. Turned around and accelerated and flew towards the outside of Tianhe City. The moment the dream of destruction landed, a hurricane exploded, and a building collapsed with it, chasing the motherland with an exaggerated curve jump. 0084 Doomsday vs Motherlanders. Beyond the fog. Around the world of the Star Dragon Federation, billions of people are looking forward to the motherland, who are watching the eastbound and deep into the misty region. Waiting for him to defeat the monsters in the depths of the mist and return home in triumph as a savior hero. The supernatural department of the Eastern jurisdiction was a little panicked, and at the moment when the motherland announced its eastward journey, one high-level meeting after another was held. The guardian goddess on our side, the Dragon Girl, is still in a diamondized state. What if the people of the motherland take advantage of the opportunity to attack her? The people of the motherland. It's not going to be crazy like that, is it? Nope. But you must keep an eye on it. After all, what he wants to do, basically no one can stop him. Quote. Let's go and ask him. Kunlun Shenlong. You say, the people of the motherland will not roll over in the fog, right? Someone suddenly raised this point. Everyone at the meeting was silent for a moment, and then someone shook his head and smiled. Think too much. That is the motherland of the Western jurisdiction. Even if he can't solve the fog incident, as long as he wants to protect himself, basically nothing can pose a threat to him. Quote. At this time, within the fog, the motherlanders with scorched hair, bruises all over their bodies, and tattered blue-on-blue suits and national flag capes looked extremely embarrassed. And they were desperately rushing out of Tianhe City and flying in the direction of the fog to escape. Behind him, rumble, one building after another smashed and collapsed, and a grey-white bone spur kept jumping, chasing after it with a very fast leap, always hanging tightly behind him. The motherland flew at full speed, their eyes were bloodshot and did not dare to stop in the slightest. He had thoroughly understood that this monster was unreasonably powerful and a real monster. Fortunately, this monster has no intelligence, and even seems to have been sleepwalking instinctively out of control. No, that's not a good thing. Just sleepwalking forced him to run away, in case this skull spur monster really woke up. The people of the motherland suddenly felt that the chill in their backs was constantly rising, and after becoming an adult, the fear that could no longer be felt hit their hearts. While flying, the motherland turned back and saw that the bone spur appeared to leap thousands of meters into the air, and the grey right hand stretched forward almost probed his back. Is this jumping faster than flying? The face of the motherland changed drastically, and it continued to rise rapidly to the height. And the only remaining Star Dragon national flag cloak on his shoulder was completely torn apart by his claws. Fortunately, at least it can't fly. The people of the motherland watched the dream of destruction fall again, and they did not dare to let go of a breath. Holding their breath and continuing to climb to an altitude of tens of thousands of meters. Phew, the people of the motherland stopped in the air of 10,000 meters, their always calm and handsome faces were shocked, and they breathed in thin air in large gulps. At this moment, it can be regarded as getting rid of. Right, the next moment, a 2-meter-tall grey-white figure broke through the 10,000-meter fog and clouds, carrying a small car on his shoulder, and threw it violently towards the motherland. The car was in the center of the motherland people who were stuck in the air of 10,000 meters, and the car collapsed and shattered in response. And even the people with the car fell towards the area below. Constantly falling, from 10,000 meters altitude to 0 point. Crash. The motherland unloaded most of the inertia with its ability to fly, but nevertheless, they still plowed a deep channel in the ground before they could stop. He got up from the deep ditch in spite of his appearance, and what greeted him was a slap in the face of the landing destroying Meng. This slap is simply a millstone, directly setting off a storm, pumping the up motherland out of 100 meters, and the facial features are almost deformed. You dare to hit me? Dare to hit me in the face? Smashed into the ruins of a building, the faces of the motherland were hot, their heads were buzzing, and their bodies and minds were greatly damaged. This slap can be more harmful to the people of the motherland than physically. He is a native of the motherland, the patron saint of the Western jurisdiction, and the god of the future. The people of the motherland very much want to stop pretending as usual, put down the disguise of personality and morality, and directly burst out into a difficult return fire. Twisting the neck of the unhappy character. After all, whoever has a hard fist is reasonable, this is the only law of rules in the transcendent world. But the problem is that now it is the other party who is hard with a hard fist, not him. Don't say dare to hit him in the face, this monster is simply beating him to death. And don't say that he can't help the other party, it's difficult to even break the defense just now. Shame. This is the single greatest shame in this life. Anger, grievances, blood, desolation, etc. The motherland swallowed him altogether, got up without a word, and flew away in another direction with their lives. Escape, escape, escape. The blood-stained and scorched face of the motherland flees madly, looking at the terrifying bone spurs behind him who are chasing again. And the pillar of destruction lightning that sweeps everything. I am a native of the motherland, I will never die here. The people of the motherland shouted, and the trembling voice spread far and wide in the foggy area of the human forbidden area. Even he didn't notice. He has swept through the fog from the initial arrogance and confidence, all monsters and strong enemies, to a little panicked. Explore the foggy area and immediately withdraw. At least defeat this unknown sleepwalking bone spur monster. Quote. Until now, just stay alive under this ridiculously strong bone spur monster. If you can escape this misty hell, Mom, the standard in the heart, constantly lowered. The heart of the strong, self-esteem and honor. In front of this powerful monster that only wants to destroy and kill everything, anything can be abandoned, otherwise only the consequences of being destroyed will be greeted. Escape, escape, escape. The people of the motherland are constantly climbing and jumping, constantly avoiding bone spur monsters or violent physical attacks, or sweeping through the beam of destruction. Constantly flying and fleeing in the direction they came. Thereupon, even the people of the motherland did not know how they persevered and fled to the edge of the fog. In short, there was nothing intact on his body, his face was red and bruised, blood dripped from the corners of his mouth, only a few strips of fabric were left on his blue background combat suit. And his body surface was scorched black due to repeated energy bombardments, which was simply a world away from when he came in. Escape, hope is ahead. The motherland man was confused, and with his super physique physical strength was almost exhausted, his hands and feet got up from the ground for the first time in severe pain. And staggered and continued to fly desperately towards the edge of the fog. He is a native of the motherland, he can't die here. Behind the people of the motherland, a roaring flame ignited in the suburban city in the fog, and a beam of destruction of extreme destruction cut through everything. And the dream of destruction continued to sleepwalk and chase to the edge of the fog. Compared with the almost exhaustion of the people of the motherland, the energy aura on his body did not decrease but increased. And the aura of destruction on his body made all the misty monsters along the road retreat. In this week, a new emperor has been added to the myst-ecological chain here, that is, Doomsday Meng, who feeds on high-ranking monsters including black goats. Even the most intelligent misty creatures already knew his breath and would flee far away. Mist Edge area. There are still 100 meters, which is the outside world without fog. It is like seeing the end of the deadliest marathon, the junction of hell and heaven. But at this time, the hurricane sound barrier behind him burst again, and a bone spur palm pressed against the back, causing the motherland to fall all the way from the air to the surface. No. Don't. The people of the motherland fell into the earth and struggled desperately, feeling the irresistible force of the back, sharp bone spurs and claws broke through the superbody. Oozing blood and dyeing the surrounding earth scarlet. Obviously, only a little close, only the last point. AAA. The people of the motherland looked at the light at the edge of the fog ahead, suddenly used the last trace of strength, flew forward desperately. And the back was immediately cut by claws with 4 deep and long scars deep in the bone, and the blood was like the spilling of money. Call. The motherland desperately flew forward, rushed over the edge of the fog, and flew out of the fog. Situ. Destroying Dachem Yiming's eyes were closed, the claws and bone spurs in his right hand were low and bloody, standing motionless at the edge of the fog, still in a deep sleep. As if turning into a statue again. Only above the waist, the petite witch doll hanging from it swayed gently as always. Everything just now is really just, in reality, the sleepwalking behavior of Doomsday Yimeng venting the destruction instinct. And the subconscious mind restricts him not to leave this fog. Only, this time, first chapter previous chapter